everybody, welcome back to Drunk Crafts with Paige. I'm Paige, and today we're going to be doing some more stuff with resin. The last time I played with resin, my coaster still ended up with bubbles, and the cleanup was, I did it all wrong, so it ended up being sticky and terrible and took way longer than I wanted it to. So in preparation, I made sure to bring my alcohol down. And I also have a chair because last time I crouched for the whole time and that wasn't very fun. So, getting inspired from some different people on YouTube, I decided to try to do some stuff with, I have a bowl of fortunes from fortune cookies that I've collected over the years, and I'm gonna try to do some stuff with those in the coasters. And I'm also gonna, I've got some pressed flowers and leaves and things over here that I did. They're already pressed and dried out. So these coasters clearly are gonna need some layers, because the paper and the flowers are going to rise up. So I need to do these in layers in order to make them stick. So this whole thing's gonna be an experiment. It's just for fun. If you guys are seeing this video, that means it probably went okay. We'll see. So my first plan, I've got some different kinds of the pigment. I think I'm gonna dust. This big one is gonna be for my my big piece. I'm gonna try to put all, like, fill this whole square where there isn't a lip. I'm gonna try to fill it all with fortunes. And all these other ones I'm gonna, I don't know, include some fortunes and some flowers and do a mixture of everything. But this big one that I'm gonna try, I'm gonna add some red pigment around the lip, and I think I'm gonna actually try to use some of this pigment to color the resin, not to just dust it into my mold. So that's also gonna be a new thing to try. And I'm not really sure, other than the flowers and fortunes and the rest of these, I'm not sure entirely what else I plan on doing. But we're gonna try to make this fun. Like I said last time, the resin was a little bit stressful for me. So we're gonna try to make this a little bit more fun and just see what happens. So I will see you guys on the other side. I think I'm gonna time lapse the rest of it and let you know what goes on, just in case this does all go to shit. So see you on the other side. Alright guys, so it has been 24 hours, so all of these pieces have cured 100%. I realized that video went really fast, so I'm going to explain what I did. First we'll talk about these pieces. Whew, my mold is stuck to the... So for each of these pieces, I poured a very small layer of resin in the bottom. I stuck the flowers in while it was still wet, and I stuck my fortunes in while they were still pretty wet. So I wanted to see what the resin would do to my fortunes, how they would turn out. So we'll see what they look like once I take them out of the mold. I also took some of the pigment powder, and I dipped the paintbrush in it, and I just kind of rested it, like I just knocked it off. So each of these has like a little bit of dusting, I guess, if you want to call it that. This one's got some gold in it. And then this one I put some purple in there. So we are gonna see how these turn out first. Here's the first one. Let's see if I can get it to focus. Focus on the words. Maybe that's a little better. But you can see the fortune in there, and you can see the powder dusting. I do have some bubbles around the clover. When I set it down, it looks like some bubbles got trapped in there. But overall, it looks really cool. It doesn't have nearly as many bubbles as my first go at coasters. So here's that one. Some of these got some crud on the bottom. So here's the next one. See if it'll focus. It just does not like to focus on these resin pieces. But this one kind of did the same thing, that it's got some few air bubbles. They're trapped underneath the leaves, but the flower doesn't have very many air bubbles, so that's cool. And you can still read the fortune in there, and you can also see the dusting. If I hold my hand behind the back, can you see the dusting a little bit better? But yeah, so that one turned out pretty good too. And the last one, I overfilled my first layer when I did this one. So when I poured it out, I've got a little bit of extra resin there on the bottom. I've got these flowers stuck out just a little bit on the back, but overall these turned out really well. This fortune I was a little worried about because as I put it into the wet resin, it kind of started to seep through. The paper, I guess, wasn't as sturdy, but I think it still looks pretty decent on this side. Ooh. The front camera does not want to focus on these. I'll give you guys a better shot when I'm done talking through them. And yeah, once again, I've still got a couple air bubbles trapped beneath here. But I think this one also turned out really cool. Yeah, like I said, a lot less air bubbles than my first go. I forgot to mention, I purchased a heat gun. I heard somewhere that if you use a torch on silicone molds like this, in order to pop your air bubbles, eventually the flame, because it's like a straight up flame on your molds, can burn them and kind of make the silicone degrade a little bit more. So in order to prolong the life of my molds, because I really like these ones, my coaster molds, so in order to preserve them, I bought a tiny little heat gun. And it was just maybe like $15 on Amazon. And it works really well, blows out heat like immediately. And yeah, so maybe that could be a factor to why there are so many less bubbles in my coasters. But I would definitely recommend a heat gun. So now my big piece, and I'm a little scared to do this, to open it up. But like I said, I think I explained that I dusted the lip with some of the pigment. I poured the first layer of resin in here, and I let this one get, it sat a little bit longer than the flower pieces because I wanted the resin to get tacky. So it was a lot less liquidy. And then I stuck the fortunes face down into the bottom, into this square. You can kind of see where they're at. I stuck them face down onto the square. And then I poured a new layer of gold resin over top. And thinking about it last night after I did it, the gold is super cool. I've never actually like fully pigmented any of my resin pieces before, and it looks awesome, but I'm afraid it seeped under and ruined the appearance of my fortunes. But we will see what it looks like. I'm really nervous about it, but try to hide it. All right, are you ready? Are you ready? I'm ready. Ah! If you guys can see it, I have some areas where the gold did indeed seep through. The fortunes were not stuck down 100%. I also have air bubbles that got trapped under these, under the fortunes, probably when I pressed them down. So, damn. The concept was really cool, and I was really excited to see what was gonna come of these. And you can also see a little bit, some of the, like the fortunes kind of, when you pour the like wet resin on top of them, it's kind of like if you have a piece of paper that gets water on them. It like kind of like bleeds through and makes it look a little weird. So, this was fun to learn from. I probably will post this because my flower pieces, I think, turned out really cool. I have more fortunes and more dried flowers. I think I'm gonna make some more of these. Yeah, because these ones turned out, I think they turned out really well. And this one, not so much. It was a cool concept, but pigmenting the second layer, unless you like press it down 100% and are very careful with it, I was getting like resin on my fingers and I was kind of ruining it because it had already gotten to the point where it was tacky. And so any imprint I left in the in that first layer was gonna stay. So I'm a little bummed about this one, but like I said, the other pieces turned out really cool. So maybe I will make some more of those, try to put them in this kind of mold instead. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. please like, comment, and subscribe below. And really, if you've got any resin tips for me, like how I could have avoided these bubbles, how to better layer my pieces, please let me know, give me some feedback. I am not a professional resin maker. I don't know. These are my second batch of coasters, and it's the first time I've ever done anything in layers. So it was a lot of fun. Oh, hi, cat. It was a lot of fun and definitely a learning experience. So like I said, please comment if you have any tips, like, subscribe to my channel. You could also follow my Instagram. I take lots of pictures of all these finished products. So the handle is also Drunk Crafts with Paige. And I will see you guys again for the next video. Bye!